Okay, hello mga students. Pagpatuloy natin yung ating discussions on programming language, Kanina napag-usapan natin first, second, and third generation language. Ngayon naman upuan natin yung object-oriented programming language at saka yung fourth generation programming language or 4GL. Now, dito muna tayo sa OOPL, itong object-oriented programming language. From the name itself, ang sabi dito, object-oriented. Kasi ang orientation nito is more of dun sa mga objects. Kasi dito sa type of language na ito, we implement objects in a program. Pag sinabi nating objects, it represents a real person, a place, an event, or a transaction. And it can contain both the data and the procedures. Okay? The procedures that read or manipulate the data. Ang kagandahan kasi nitong OOPL is the ability, okay, this one, ability to reuse and modify existing objects. Let's say, for example, and follow me here, etong portion na ito, babasahin ko. For example, once a programmer creates an employee object, okay, it is available for use by any other existing or future program. Okay, employee object. This one, etong employee object na ito, pwede itong magamit, at ma-reuse ng mga future na programmers or future programs. Halimbawa, yung payroll program, magagamit ito. Yung employee object. Of course, kasi nandoon yung data about that particular employee. Now, yung health benefits program, magagamit din yung employee object na yon. Kasi gagamitin din nila yung mga details doon for their health benefits, sa kanilang purpose, sa kanilang objective. That is, the payroll program would use it to process employee paychecks, and the health benefit program would use it to process health insurance payments. So, kung makikita ninyo dito, nagagamit ito. Hindi lang isa, kung hindi, dalawa, or higit pa. Okay? Now, ang mga programs na usually ay object-oriented ay yung Java, C#, F#, C++, and even yung mga Visual Basics. Okay? O pag-uusapan natin yan, But before we proceed with that, let's talk about the Rapid Application Development or yung RAD at saka yung Integrated Development Environment or yung IDE. At eto po yung aking mga highlight dito. Kasi ang mga OOPL or the Object-Oriented Programming Language, they work well in a RAD environment. Pag sinabi nating RAD environment, ito ang isang method ng pagde-develop ng software na kumbaga segmented. Okay? Pwedeng per segment. Instead na hihintayin mo na mabuo yung program bago ito ma-execute. Okay? An important concept in RAD is the use of pre-built components. For example, this one, programmers do not have to write code for buttons and text boxes on window forms because they are already existing in the programming languages or tools provided with the language. Okay? Take note nitong aking in-underline when we are talking about RAD. Okay? Ang mga object-oriented or yung karamihan sa mga object-oriented programming development tools naman ay Integrated Development Environment or IDEs. And when we are talking of IDEs, these include tools for building graphical interfaces. Okay? Eto, ang key terms naman natin dito. Graphical interfaces, an editor for entering a program code, okay? A compiler and or an interpreter, and a debugger. Okay? Some IDEs work with a single program language, others support multiple language. Okay? So, take note of that additional FYI. Now, eto, okay, based dito sa ating pinag-usapan sa mga OOPL, ito yung ilan sa mga programming languages under OOPL. We have the Java, and the Java is developed by the Sun Microsystem. So, ito yung ating developer, Sa Java, this is, when programmers compile a Java program, the resulting object code is machine independent. Hindi po ito umaasa sa machine. Kasi 'di ba meron tayong machine language, assembly language, those are machine dependent. Ito, machine independent po ito. Ang ginagamit kasi nila dito in terms of the compiler ay just in time. So parang nako-convert niya agad from machine independent code into machine dependent code, no? Na-execute siya immediately. This one, yung aking highlight. So that is one example of an OOPL. Another one is yung .NET, okay? And this is from the Microsoft .NET framework. O, .NET yung ating pronunciation dyan. Ang .NET, ito yung key terms na kailangan ninyong tandaan, ano? A set of technologies that allows almost any type of program to run on the internet or an internal business network as well as standalone computers and mobile devices. Okay? So, usually, ang pinanggagamitan ng .NET is for developing mga web applications, web services. So, basically, mga web-based ito. And even Windows programs. Ang example po ng mga languages na sumusuporta dito sa .NET na framework ay si C++, si C#, si F#, si Visual Basic, Delphi, and Power Builder. Ngayon, for the sake of as added learning, para lang maging familiarize tayo dito, makikita po ninyo itong ating mga slides dito. For C++. Dito, tandaan lang ninyo, okay, in terms of sino ang nag-develop at saan, si C++. Sabi dito, hindi ko rin alam, sorry class, kung paano ito i-pronounce, hindi ko na-research. Bjorn, Barn, pati yung apelido, Schrostrup. Okay? So, pakicheck na lang kung paano yung pronunciation yan. Okay? So, it is an object-oriented programming language that is an extension of the C programming language. Or maybe yes, really, kasi C++. So, this is an extension of the C programming language and used to develop database and web applications. So, ito yung primarily purpose nito or yung mga common purpose ng C++. Pag C# naman, okay, dinevelop naman ito ng Microsoft chief architect na si Anders paano naman ito? Helsberg siguro kung tama man yung aking pronunciation. And this is used for and this is the standard for web applications and XML, okay, based web services. Okay? So yan lang po yung mga highlight ko diyan, yung mga in-underline. Ito lang yung mga additional information na I want you to be familiarized. Okay. F#. Pag F# naman, it combines the benefit of an object-oriented language with the benefits of a functional language. Pag functional language, okay, that is also a programming language, pero yung natural programming structure niya is very useful for mga mathematical programs. Okay? And ito for easy access to .NET libraries and performance similar to that of the C#. For the reason why, okay, bakit ganun yung pangalan nila, I am not really sure. F#, C#, C++, okay? I leave it to any computer subject to discuss the history behind that. Okay, for my end, I just want you to be familiarized with this one as added information. Meron din tayong tinatawag na Visual Studio. Ang Visual Studio, ito ay isang program development tools, okay, for Microsoft Suite. Now, this assists programmers in building programs for Windows. Kasi Microsoft Now, for Windows Mobile or any other operating systems that support the .NET na framework. Okay? So, it includes enhanced support for building security and reliability into applications through its programming languages, RAD tools, IDE, a specialized query language, and other resources that reduce development time. Okay, for example, Visual Studio includes code snippets, which are pre-written codes and templates associated with common programming tasks. Okay? Now, ang mga example po natin dyan sa Visual Studio is, first one, si Visual Basic. Okay? And Visual Basic is very ideal for beginning, mga programmers. Kasi madali lang po intindihin, madali lang pong aralin ang mga Visual Basics. The first step sa pagbuo ng isang Visual Basic na program is, first, to design the graphical user interface gamit itong Visual Basic objects. And then, etong mga objects na ito, they may include mga buttons, text objects, mga labels. So, hindi talaga siya yung strict na programming language na mga commands based. Next, the programmer writes instructions to define any actions that should occur in response to specific events. And then finally, the programmer generates and tests the final program. Okay, so kaya siya madali siyang intindihin, especially for beginning programmers. Okay? Visual C++. This is an enhancement of the C++ na programming language. The same with Visual C#. So, they incorporate yung elements nitong mga programming language. Tapos, in-effect nila sa ating visual sa visual tawag nito Visual Studio. Okay? But for ease of visual programming environment. Okay? Kasi somehow C++, C#, may mga complexity din yan. Pero para kasi nga 'di ba pag sinabi nating Visual Studio, ideal for beginning programmer, so medyo user-friendly siya. So yung complexity ng Visual C++ or ng Visual C#, okay, medyo pinadali siya para mas maintindihan coming from the Visual Studio. Okay, meron din tayong Delphi, meron din tayong Power Builder. And usually, ito ay mga ideal for building large-scale enterprises and mga web applications. Okay? Kaya kung makikita ninyo dito sa Delphi, yung highlight ko dito, ideal for building large-scale enterprise. Ganun din kay Power Builder. Okay? Best suited for web-based .NET and large-scale enterprise object-oriented applications. Okay? So, you can pause class and pwede nyo po itong basahin para magkaroon kayo ng additional information about this additional visual programming languages. Okay? When we are talking of visual programming language pala, ito ay isang klase ng programming language na gumagamit ng visual. Okay? Obviously, sa pangalan niya, visual. Okay? For graphical interface for creating all source codes. So, mas madali po talaga siyang intindihin. Ang tawag natin doon sa graphical interface is yung VPE or Visual Programming Environment. So, parang drag and drop lang pag nagki-create tayo ng mga programs dito. Okay? Now, dako naman na tayo dito sa 4th generation languages, 4GL. Ang 4GL, of course, may 1, 2, 3, may 4. Okay, this is a non-procedural language that enables users and programmers to access data in a database. So, kaya nga, if you are familiar with the SQL, this one, standard query language, ito ay isang popular 4GL. If you are familiar with this SQL, kung halimbawa may kailangan ka ng mga information or data coming from the database, you can request the IT at mag-generate siya nung kailangan mo through the SQL, no? So, magko-command siya coming from the SQL. Ano yung kailangan ko? So, parang nagpi-filter ako ng fields, ng mga headers na kailangan ng aking user request. Okay? And usually, sabi nga dito, many object-oriented program development tools use 4GLs. But usually, these are for database management systems. Kaya kagaya dito, hinighlight ko, it access data in a database. Okay? Now, eto mga sumunod na dalawang slides, eto yung mga other programming languages and development tools that are classic na. Ibig sabihin, eto yung mga ginamit before. Kaya makikita ninyo, we have the ADA, ALGOL, APL, Basic, Fortran. Yung Fortran, siguro familiar kayo dyan or narinig na ninyo. HyperTalk, Lisp, Logo, Modula, Pascal. Pascal, Pilot, maaring familiar ito sa inyo. No? PL1, Prolog, RPG, Smalltalk. Okay? So, hindi ko na po ito explain. Meron naman siyang konting description. Paki-check na lang po for your learning. Okay? So, class, ipopost ko muna yan dito para meron tayong, kumbaga, separation ng mga discussion. So, at least short siya, madali siyang aralin. Okay? So, ipagpatuloy natin ito on a different topic pero related pa rin pero hinati ko lang para at least meron tayong mini break para bagong topics naman yung pag-uusapan natin. But related. Okay? So, until then, hanggang dito muna tayo. I'll see you on part 5 ng ating video lecture sa chapter 11. Bye-bye!